Yo, what's going on everyone? Brian and Jim here with Drink a Beer and Play a Game, and today kicks off the start of our look at the Rocky video games. Now, Rocky is my personal favorite movie, so I'm really hopeful that at least one of these games is going to be good. But anyway, we're just starting off with the titular title of Rocky for the Master System.
Released in 1987, this was developed and published by Sega. It was the first 8-bit version, home console version of Rocky to be released. This game kind of has a bad rap. It's famous because of the nerd. It's another one we want to see. Well, is it really that bad? Let's give it a look.
I gotta be honest, when talking about the graphics, I need to start looking into more Master System games, because this game looks goddamn beautiful. There is a shit ton of details in each character sprite, and even the little mini animations when you're working out, or when you get knocked down, or when you're in the corner, they...
Right.
What?
When he gets knocked down, does he get up again? Ah!
That's what you get, bitch.
Never gonna get me down!
Don't make me take you to the zoo.
Just go.
Anyway, there's not really a whole lot we can knock on this game. So, as you see from our scores, we gave it 8s. We probably would have given it higher if you had more than 3 goddamn opponents. But hey, the shit that is there is really nice to look at. So, cheers for that. And as far as beer, I'm only gonna add 1, just cause Jim's a man.
Hey! The sound. It's not a bad package at all. There's a couple different tracks you get, mostly different tracks in the training sessions, and 1 track you get for every fight. But you know what? You're gonna hear this track a lot. It's kinda short, but it's catchy, and I like it a lot. It kind of really fits for a boxing game as well. Besides that, the sound effects are pretty minimalistic, so can't really go too far into that, but they're not bad. As far as scores go, we both gave it 6s. The music overall just brings up the whole package. And as far as beers go, I'll just give it 1 for the lackluster sound effects.
The control is really where this game falls down. And like the nerd said, it's just incomprehensible how you don't actually control your fighter. You get put in situations, and depending on your input, if you hit up, if you hit down, the attack button or block button, it's just really friggin' goofy, and there is no clear way, and if you just pick this game up and try and play it, you're gonna get frustrated really fast. So you're gonna need to spend a little bit of time to get used to the control. That being said, this was a common problem with a lot of early fighting and boxing games, that sometimes they would try some new goofy shit, like goddamn Karate Champ. That game control scheme made no sense. So it kinda is in the same vein as that. I will say, I played it more than Jim, so I kinda got used to it, but as I said in other videos, just because you get used to a shitty control scheme doesn't mean it's okay, and I don't know what the hell these developers were thinking. You should be able to move your boxer your own goddamn self. With that being said, I gave it a 4, Jim gave it a 3. As far as beer, I'm gonna add 2. Just because, the fuck is up with this control?
Alright, the gameplay. There's really only 2 things you actually do in the game. Train and box. Before every fight, you have training sessions which require you to beat the living shit out of your fingers. And you get a marginal bonus, I guess, to your character if you do good enough. But the main crux of the game is the actual boxing. And, I mean, it's pretty much tied to the control, and it's goofy, but it's boxing.
Jim, you forgot one other thing!
What?
There's also a mini-game to get yourself up.
You mean beating the shit out of your fingers more?
Get up, you son of a bitch!
Oh, I walked into that one. Anyway, while it's really bare bones and it's extremely frustrating, there is something really oddly addictive about this game. Like, you always feel like you can go back and you're doing something stupid and you can actually win. Even though the fight against Drago, good friggin' luck. Hell, even Clubber Lang's gonna be a pain in the ass. But it's weirdly fun despite how bare bones and kind of in a way because of the control flaw it is. So we both gave it 4s. As far as beer goes, what the hell. I'll add 2 beers. 1, because you're gonna eat lightning, and 2, because you're gonna crap thunder!
I approve!
Hey!
As far as originality, this is not the first Rocky game. The first Rocky game came out on the ColecoVision, but this, like Jim mentioned, it is the first 8-bit Rocky game. And come on, let's be serious. Who plays the ColecoVision?
No one!
Exactly. So we gave it some points there, But really, this game gets a shit ton of points from us based on that god-awful control scheme. We can appreciate they were trying something unique, even if we don't agree with it, and even if we don't like it. We applaud the fact that it was something we've never seen before, and honestly, as far as boxing games go, I personally have never seen this again. When it comes down to score, we both gave this a 7. We applaud it for doing something new, just wish they would have taken it on a different track. And as far as beer, I'm only gonna add 1, because Jim stinks!
The replayability. What you see is what you get, but this game is a hard son of a bitch. So, based on that alone, we gave it 3s. And as far as beer goes, hell, this game's so hard, 3 beers sounds pretty good. Now get over here, woman! I want to show you what a real man is. Ah! What?
Be respectful!
Of what?
For Adrian! So overall, don't get us wrong, this game has some major flaws. But once you get used to the goddamn confusing controls, it's really not that bad. If you do happen to beat it, there's not going to be a whole bunch of reasons to go back and play, but you're going to spend a shit ton of time trying to beat Clubber Lang and Drago.
That's for goddamn sure!
So, you might get some use out of it, but honestly, this is another one we would say don't waste your money on, unless you're a diehard Rocky fan like myself, then you may want to. When it comes to the scores, we both gave it a 4. If the control had just been a little bit better, it would have scored much higher from us, and we would have liked to seen a few more opponents, but what the hell. Not the worst game in the world, definitely flawed though. When we combined everything together, it rounds out to a 4.6, which is pretty much once again on the money with how we feel about this game. It's still not average, but the presentation that it does, you can't beat that. When it comes to the beer pairing, we had to choose a beer from the Philadelphia area, just like Rocky, so we went with the Philadelphia Brewing Company's Row House Red. This is a really easy beer to drink. Might not have the most flavor in the world, but it's just something you can sit back and if you decide to pound some beers, it's not bad. So, like this game, it has its flaws, but you can overlook it. Pair these two together and you'll have a good time. But remember to drink your beers and play your games responsibly. As always, guys, thanks for checking out this video, and if you enjoyed it, make sure you give us a thumbs up, leave some comments, or better yet, why not subscribe? Till next time, guys, cheers.